Hello once again, audience, and welcome back to Dominations with Christopher. This is our late night edition because our daughters kept us up till 1:13 in the morning. I was asked to outline a war base and what I felt were some of the best aspects of a war base. I might have gone over this in the past, but as well I wanted to cover looting and dropping trophies. It's kind of been a hot topic as far as trying to maintain upgrades and get walls and such. How do we loot / gain trophies and still actually manage to move forward? The answer is raiders. Lots and lots of raiders. So, I'm going to train a few of these. Hi, Mac.
Hi.
Mac yawning in the background.
Sorry.
And I just happened to actually lose my entire army due to a crash not 2 seconds ago, so that's why I'm just training them now. We'll let those train raiders while I show you guys my war base. I was told not to do that. Let's take a look. Somebody give me some troops. Here's what I was referring to in regard to my base. Important aspects of a war base. Now, obviously there's a lot of different, I think, opinions. Here's this wall that I was telling you guys about. That level 8 wall you can see up here. There it is. It removes the level 8 wall from right there. There is actually a wall there. If you go to attack me, the wall does exist and it sits right there connecting that and that and that. But every time I go to edit it, it's not there. As well, it shows, I don't know, there's strangeness. Okay. Important aspects. Obviously, the key goal here is to protect your town center. Again, this is in the Enlightenment age. You can see that my walls are not half bad. One of the key goals that I have in my war base is the road network. Your road network will actually increase the hit points of your town center. So the more buildings that you have along these roads and connected to the town center increases the number of hit points of that town center. So it is key and it is important, and you'll note that I think I've got close to the maximum. I'm not sure what I could possibly do to get more out of my road network here, short of moving the entire base over, and yeah. But that's not easy to do. I wish there was like a select all and drag it all around so you could situate it better. But there's not. So I've got 2 walls that you're going to have to get through on my base in order to actually get to my town center. And it's very compartmentalized on the inside. Some of the compartments have gates involved, others don't. The reason that I've done both is because if you were to come at my base with guerrillas, I wouldn't want you to be able to get into certain compartments, like this one here, these 3 defensive buildings here, and these 3 here. The rest of them obviously allow for my troops to go in and out and do what they need to do. Because even with guerrillas, it does trigger with your garrisons and your stables, your castle, and your command post. So anybody that was to come at my base, especially with guerrillas, would note that my guys can move freely through all the way from one side to the other side. And it is important. The placement of gates is very important. I think it was last war where Buddy had locked his general away. He actually had his castle that was locked behind a wall and no gate. And the same is true for garrisons, but it's also important to note that for the movement of troops. You want your troops to be able to go and defend your base as quickly as possible and not get sidetracked or have to walk around things. Now, one of the things that I will note is that all of my shooting buildings are behind walls. All of my men buildings, so my garrisons and my stables, are outside of the walls. And I mean, I think the opinions on those vary, but that's how I like it, and it seems to be working for me. Obviously, I can't see any replays, but it seems to work for me. Now we'll call it north, south, east, west. So my northwest wall then, which would be the one here with my castle, is what I would classify as one of my weaker ones as far as buildings that produce units. That's why my castle, my fort castle, is there, as well my command post and one garrison. On the direct opposite side, southeast corner, I guess, or side, I've got another 3 here that produce, and I've also got an extra little tower. Mortar towers. We'll cover that a little bit. Mortar towers I like to keep in a triangular formation in order to actually cover close to one another. It doesn't have to be encapsulating one another, although Max Base does cover. They all cover one another, and hers is scary. Some of the replays that she's shown me, she's got, 2 mortar towers at any point in time that are firing on people. 2 at any point in time? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like to have my cannon towers in and around, because this little area here, inside that red zone, meaning the wall right here and the wall right here, can be attacked without the mortar tower actually being triggered. However, they can't be attacked without my redoubt and my cannon tower both going at you. And the walls, I can't stress walls enough. They're a pain in the butt to upgrade. The ones I'm at are $1 million a pop, the level 9s. But they are worth it. I mean, I did share a replay a few videos back of tanks that were actually having a difficult time getting through $1 million wall. And upgrade your stuff. This is the last building. Your town center is the last building that you should be upgrading. Absolute last. Everything else should be as close to the top as possible. Obviously, I'm not going to take the time to upgrade my walls to level 10. I've seen guys that have done it, and I think that's crazy. I think it's an insane amount of loot. So, you wanted to see what my best war base is? Excuse me. I'd have to say that's it. And a war base shouldn't have the goal in mind of protecting your loot. You'll notice that my loot's just all there. It's touching the road network, but it's not protected. You could, however, if you so chose, use something like... where is it? I don't even know where I put it. You could, for instance, see, like, I could change this. Your vault, anybody that has a vault knows that they've got huge hit points. You could put a vault there in order to allow your buildings the time to actually shoot more. The same as I've done with the mill there. I don't know how tough that is, the War Academy. But that's one thing that you could modify on your base in order to actually provide your troops or your defensive buildings more time, is by putting the stronger buildings closer to your readouts, your towers, and your cannons. And you'll notice that my cannons, everything's kind of in a triangular kind of fashion. And there you have it. That's my war base. Oh, in order to fix this and actually save any of my updates, here's what I've got to do. Get rid of the gate, get rid of the road, put the wall back down, put the road back down, put the gate back down. And you'll see that it all goes together quite nicely. Double gate, caltrops, and I don't know. I'm not sure if these caltrops are being hit. I don't know if the spike traps are being hit. The only thing that I know is that if you're going for a quick victory on my base, you're going to be in pretty big trouble. Just on the sole basis that I think there's a lot of stuff that actually covers all corners of this thing. Anyways, I hope you like that. Now, looting. Let's go see what we can do. Activate, close. Oh, see, I've got lots here. I'm at 1,035. So the goal here is to drop on our trophies, but actually gain loot while we do so. So what we're looking for, can't deploy there. Of course I can't deploy there. I'm not trying to. What we're looking for are people that have empty mills. You're going to find it's a lot easier to get at people's food than it is their gold. Let's go next. In a good run, I can usually get around, I'd say 100,000 food. So like, we're going to do that just because the first thing that I notice is that this guy's gold storages are empty. So I've dropped 2 there and got some. And I was saying earlier 3, but I mean, I'll gladly drop more than 3 if it means that I'm getting that much loot. This guy's got 250. I'll gladly run in and take that. Certainly annoying for this guy, but where's the rest of that? It's hiding somewhere. It's got to be somewhere. Oh, there's oil there. I'll take that. Oh, there it is. And where are you going? And that's it. That's all I got. So that was 12 raiders. 12 raiders, and I got 210,000 gold and 126,000 food.
That's pretty good.
And obviously I dropped metals. I lost 17 metals from that one. So that's how I do it. That's how I would suggest doing it. But usually it's only one or the other. It's rare that I actually go for one over the other. Hey, look, I can get a wall. With my 5 guys standing around. I am upgrading. I'm not sure if you guys noticed or if I told you last time. I'm upgrading my War Academy. This is when it's sometimes nice, like if I have more guys available, and if I have the resources available, I'll go and get an animal blessing. If you get an animal blessing and a gathering blessing, then you can go and loot, and then when you come back, you've got something to do. See, I've got 3, so now I can just jump in there again. And you can also get a training blessing if you like, if that's your thing. I'm the guy that annoys everybody, but I mean, this used to happen to me where people would drop troops and steal a whole bunch of my gold, and I would cuss them out. Gah, why are you doing that? Why don't you play the game like you should? Well, because I don't have to. You're not my supervisor! See, his stuff's too full. And although his walls were garbage, I've only got 3 raiders. So the goal is to cover costs, maybe earn a little bit. See, I'm willing to bet that we get. Oh, Oh yeah, we're going to get more than enough to cover our costs here. And
Yeah.
like I said, food. Food is usually where you're going to get. And raiders are nice and quick, so they will run away, and these guys will take some time to actually catch up. Run away! Run away! So I only got 20 there, but that's 20 of each. That's enough. Oh, see?
It's still like almost like
12 and 33.
10 times.
10 times the cost of your raiders. Like,
yeah. I figure if you're doing 10 times the cost of your troops, you're doing really well.
yeah, and anything gold is a bonus, right?
Yeah.
But if you're having a difficult time, I think the sweet spot right now for me has been like 700 to 800.
Yeah, and actually, I think my medal count got highest when I was pretty inactive.
Just hanging out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because people just come and raid you and lose.
Yeah.
Raid and lose, and then the next thing you know, you're up to like 12 or 1300, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
We've got a new guy, actually. The new guy's not even in the Enlightened Age. See, like, look at this guy. He's got 163 available, and all of his stuff is, like, wide open. Sure, I'm going to drop one there. And we'll go with 2 there. His medal count's huge. His medal count's at like 400 or something. Oh, he got nailed. Just as this guy's general pops out. I'm here, guys. What's going on? Yeah, see there, I got 60,000 gold and 32,000 from 3 raiders. And the reason I say 3 raiders is because by the time you usually find an opponent, use your 3 raiders up and go back, you've lost trophies. And usually it's in and around the same time that it takes to train said raiders. And don't forget to retrain. So it does take a little bit of patience to go and do that, but I mean there is stuff to do in between, as you can see. Should I show some other war bases? No, I'm not going to show any other war bases. Thought about it, but I think it shows all your traps and stuff on yours. Walls. I don't get it. I had a good one earlier. I had an actual decent raid. Oh yeah, see, and that's no tactics. The 296, 296, 253, 723, and a diamond. But that's plus 20. That's not what I'm looking for. Not what I want. What other war bases do I have? Just out of curiosity. So I did have one there, but obviously like that was copied over from what looks to be closer to my regular base. I say that because my town center is not even protected in this one. Oh, see, in this one, there's another war base. And I'm not, this one's extremely wide open. Good road, solid road network, big walls all the way around. But the problem is, the fallacy there, you want people to have to go through as many walls as possible to get at your town center. You want to funnel them, you want to force them to go wherever you want them to go. And this doesn't do that. This is a horrible use of walls, unfortunately. You know, I've got the nice wall around the inside, but as soon as somebody, you know, very easy for somebody to come and drop heavies there, one wall sapper, and all of a sudden they're in. Give them 2 more seconds, they've taken out your cannon tower, and then they can just go spot on your actual town center. And there you've lost 2 stars already. And furthermore, they're in and they're there. They can roam freely in and about your base. So I don't like that one. See, and we're ready to raid again. We'll do one more, and then I think I'll end the video. 203. But that's what you need to look for. Look for people that have empty mills and storage houses. And for make sure that you see that the caravans are actually outside the walls. Excuse me. Not even enough. Enlightenment age. Pretty empty, but I'm willing to bet that his... Wow, that's... Yeah, no. We're not going to attack him. 300 available, but not worth it. If I have trained a looting army, and I end up coming back and I've got a full looting army, sometimes I will take it at somebody with easily accessible oil. I think it's a fair trade, more than a fair trade. Somebody has, 1,000 oil. Sure, I'll have at that. Especially if their walls are weaker. Where are we at here? Oh, never mind. You're not even... Not worth it. That guy had the trapped... I was just talking about trapped buildings that produce units, and that guy's was trapped. See, this is a good example. If I was to drop troops anywhere else... Oh. If I was to drop my troops right there, like I just did, look at how far all of his troops have to go from here just to get at me. All the way around versus all the way around. Right? And his town center is right on the other side. Now, obviously, this isn't this guy's war base. I mean, I'm obviously invalidly picking on him. Oh, but I will take your oil. Thank you. That's worth it. Your oil's not even protected. What are you doing? And his storehouse, if I would have... That's funny. There, I think he just covered the cost of his buddies. No, come get this. Steal some of his gold. There. What else does he have going on? That's it. I'm happy with that. I got like 245 gold, 285 food. I accidentally dropped some troops. That was cute.
I've done that.
Success! Well, but I mean the goal here is to drop trophies, but it is nice to actually gain loot while you drop trophies. So it's not a complete loss. You're not...
Yeah, absolutely.
You're not just wasting your time by going and dropping one troop, because I've done that as well too, where I just get bored, so I go and attack, and then I drop a troop, and then I end the battle. And I've had that happen to me as well, but I think it makes way more sense to actually take 3 raiders,
yeah,
you go steal what you can, and call it done.
I use anywhere between 3 and 6.
Yeah, see, and I'll go overkill though. Somebody has 200 of each available.
Oh yeah, like if I can get into their mills and their other storages, I'll drop them all if I need to.
Somebody with weak wooden walls.
Yeah, but I would say generally I use between 3 and 6.
Yeah, and that's kind of my rule as well, is 3. 3 is the maximum, and I mean, I don't overcommit. Like, for instance, if a guy has 200 available, I drop 3 and get half of it, and it's like, okay, you just end the battle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that way you can, for the most part, just carry on going.
Yeah.
You don't even have to wait in between for things to finish training.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it, folks. That's all I got. Thank you for the recommendation on the video. I do appreciate that, actually. If you like this video, be sure to click the like button and subscribe. Keep your sticks on the ice, and have a good time.